Okay. Hello! Happy New Year's, everyone! Um, yeah, so today, we are starting Dramatical Murder. Um, this is a potentially well-known, you might have heard of this. Um, but it's a game by Nitro Plus Curl, originally released 2012. It's a visual novel about, we'll see, we'll get there. Um, and it's a little silent. Okay, let's see. Okay, all right, here we go. All right, yeah. So, yeah, today we're starting. I'm starting Dramatical Murder. I'm still also going to be playing New Carnival. Um, but yeah, so this one I have a bit of an interesting history with it. I technically knew about the anime and the game in 2000, like 14, 13, when it became big on a certain social media platform. um, and when it breached containment to other platforms. Um, but I didn't play the actual game until 2021, um, when the English version was like legally licensed. Um, so I can say I played it legally. Um, and then I rewatched the anime, and I have since replayed it twice, um, in the past couple years, but I have not played it in over a year. Um, I've also played Reconnect. Won't tell you how I did that. Um, but I'm also playing this now because, I believe last week there was some amazing news that Dramatical Murder Recode is finally being released on the Switch, of all things. So that surprised everyone. Hopefully they also translate it because that would be really cool, so that you don't have to play the PS Vita in Japanese. Um, but if it's available in English on the Switch, you know, Recode is a family-friendly version, and it has a Mizuki route for those of you who are fans of Mizuki. Um, and so, yeah, this is some interesting and exciting news that are happening. And I look forward to when Recode comes out. Maybe? Not sure. We'll find out. um, but yeah, so let me get started with Dramatical Murder here. Okay. Is the Dramatical Murder music coming through? To be not. Okay, alright. It looks like we can hear a little bit of it. Okay, alright, and do let me know if the balance in my audio is not that great, and one is overpowering the others. Um, but yeah, so as you can kind of see, I've already finished the whole game. At the end of Dramatical Murder, after you've unlocked the true route, um, which we may or may not get to, depending on how the stream goes. Uh, all the characters get get their little pixel forms on the home screen, so that's not something you see when you start off the game, um, normally. And yeah, so today I guess we'll start from the beginning. Um, and to be honest, I've already have all the save points loaded. So I know, like, well, I haven't played it in like over a year, but I do already have all the save points needed, so I think it'll be easy to jump around in the game depending on how this goes. And for the moment, I think I'll just start with the common route. And if people want to input which route to go on first to replay, let me know. And because I've already unlocked it, it will be easy to jump straight to another route. So, yeah. So, hopefully, and VOD people, you are totally welcome to join in too, because the common route takes, I think the common route is over an hour. So yeah, it'll be a while. So, yeah. And I guess also either in the VOD or the chat, let me know if you want me to like read the dialogue or just let the characters speak for themselves. And the other thing is, because I've already played this and I've also played Recode, or not Recode, Reconnect, and I've also looked into a bit of the lore. I haven't done it in over a year, so my memory might be a little fuzzy, but this might be kind of cool if there's anything that I spot that I noticed that I didn't see the first time around, or the first two times around. Like, sometimes if you replay something after a long time, there's like new details that you didn't know about, and you're like, oh my god. So, I'm looking forward to seeing if any of that happens. So, yeah. Hopefully you're excited. I might be excited, and we shall see. You finally came. I've been waiting for so long. Come quickly. Destroy me. With your power. I know I've seen a couple of other streamers, when they see the P, they think penis first. But yeah, so I believe, if I'm correct, that's actually Say's dialogue? Okay. Oh yeah, so another cool thing UI-wise is that like blue is text that you have already seen, so you can just like skip through all the blue. So yeah.
はい。そちらのお店でオールメイト用の S2 型カスタムパーツって扱ってますか？はい、扱ってます。在庫もございますが。あ、そうですか。わかりました。ありがとうございます。
Oh man, that is this computer. How many computer parts? How many keyboards does he have?
ご注文でしょうか？あ、いえ、はい。突然こんなこと言うのもどうかと思うんですけど。はい。
There's our boy. There's Alba. Oh, okay. I realize am I blocking too much? No, I'm not blocking too much, right? Okay, I'm just blocking the next button, and no one really cares about the next button. Actually, let me scoot myself over a little, so I'm only covering the next button. Okay, there you go. Who cares about the next button? All right, but yeah. Okay, you know, I've never really looked in the background, like that detailed in the background. And I will say, this is the first time I've actually, I don't know if you'll see my cursor, but you know how those two little bubbles have those two little cat things over there? It's the same cat thing that's on the telephone. And it looks like another cat thing from a certain other Yaoi game that I think many people know. And of course, I'm talking about the Caterpillar. This is something I never noticed before. But yeah, there's a boy! He does have a very iconic voice and a very iconic appearance and outfit. He deserves the title of Yaoi Jesus.
もしよかったら、今日お店が終わった後にでも会えたりしませんかね。ああいや、なんていうか、ほら、声がね、あなたの声、なんていうか、ずいぶんいい声してるな、なんて思っちゃったりして。
Oh yeah, it's a very nice voice, all right.
いえいえ、そんなまさかとんでもない。大変恐縮です。あ、ところでお客様、一つ思い出したことがありましてよろしいですか？あ、はあ。実はですね、先ほど S2 型カスタムパーツのお話をされてましたが、今度そのシリーズの新しいタイプを先行で入荷するんですよ。それでですね、ただいまお得意様だけに特別にご紹介するという形で予約を受けたまわっているんですが、いかがでしょう？
You can't see me, but I'm snapping and just like, yes, go slay the creepy guy. Like,
おそらく人気商品なのですぐに売り切れてしまうと思うのですが、今予約していただければ確実にご購入いただけるかと。でも
yes, use those powers of voice persuasion.
もちろんこれはお得意様限定の特別なご案内ですので、ご予約いただければサービスいたしますよ。
I think it's like a specific kind of service, kind of like bonus.
はい、サービスです。じゃあぜひそれ予約します。
Yes.
かしこまりました。ありがとうございます。それでは今からお客様の個人データをお送りください。はい、ありがとうございました。確かにご予約を受けたまわりました。
And then his face is going to fall in the next frame once they're off the phone.
それでは今後とも当店をどうぞごひいきに。はい。どうも。
And then his face falls. Wait, the little cat on the phone, it changes colors when it's off. I never noticed that. I hang up the phone and let out a huge sigh. Even when I know what they're up to, dealing with customers who want something other than spare parts is always a pain. And that is everyone who has worked in retail space ever. You know, when you're not looking at the customer. Or your boss, to be honest. Your voice is so wonderful. I just have to meet you. I get that sort of thing over the phone surprisingly often. Just hearing my voice makes them want to meet me. What kind of guy says that to another guy? Oh yeah, so for anyone who has not played Dramatical Murder, this is very... It has the 2012 tropes because that's when it was made. In the beginning, I just shrugged it off, but it really started to bother me after a while. Then one day, out of frustration, I tried using it to push product, and it worked. Ever since, I've used it to improve my sales. That phone call just now was a good example. Strangely enough, it doesn't happen in person. Actually, that doesn't... Oh no, he learns to use it in person. Some customers have actually come looking for me after a call, but I always pretend like I don't know what they're talking about. They all leave without realizing that I'm the person they spoke to over the phone. Nothing bad has actually happened, so I figured no harm, no foul. Ooh, okay, alright, let's take a look at some of the stuff in Humdrum, or Junk Shop Habon, or Humdrum Junk. That is, over here, that looks like a gigantic wrench. And then there's like random custom parts in a trash can. Space got rid of, oh yeah, there we go, okay. A lot of random stuff. Can't read that. Danger is in front of what looks like a bunch of pills, but it could be something else, like oversized gigantic pills. That looks like a rubber ducky for some reason. And... yeah, some of the stuff looks like both outdated stuff and futuristic stuff, which makes sense for what their store is. But I really did not ever notice that there is this thing that looks like a gigantic wrench. While stretching, I glanced at the digital clock on the counter. This is Humdrum Junk, a shop that carries everything from basic supplies to specialized parts, all at rock bottom prices. The dorky name was what drew me in. Just how long has it been since I started working here anyway? A while, that's for sure. Should I keep moving? I'm still blocking the text, aren't I? Wait, there you go. Ah, the infamous Hepsi Avenue. What other random stuff is there? Oh my gosh, I never noticed that giant doll looking thing. And what is that? And those are some gigantic screws. What are they doing with gigantic screws? They're gonna screw Alba. That's a sign. I'm leaning on the counter, spacing out, when the coil on my arm beeps. A coil is like a mobile phone, but better. So basically, smartwatches. You can make calls, send texts, watch TV, pay for things, and even use it as an ID, all in one little machine. Oh, come to think of it, where's smartphone? 2012? Interesting. Wikipedia. Okay, so there were smartwatches being made in the 80s and stuff like that, of course. but I think the kind of smartwatch that everyone thinks of today, um, so like the Apple Watch, LG, Samsung, etc. Okay, so okay, interesting. Okay, so it looks like exactly 2013 was Samsung starting its smartwatches. Okay, so it came in like okay, so different kind of smartwatches were already a thing, but the ones that could like text and stuff and like connect with Wi-Fi and stuff like that, like the Apple Watch came in 2014, and Dramatical was 2 years early. But like obviously, like I mentioned, the Samsung, those guys that were slightly different. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Yeah. So another thing that I'm excited to notice is that for those who don't know, yes, Dramatical Murder is yaoi, but and it's surprisingly the actual plot has more than what you would think, and it also has some weird stuff that is frustratingly similar to what is going on today. But it was made in 2012. Yeah, some of the anti-capitalist stuff and some of the actual plot points, while it's not great, it is starting to be mentioned in here, which means we're still having the same problems we had in 2012. So, uh, yeah, so history repeats itself. Yeah. But yeah, so some of these things are going to be either kind of cool since they predate stuff, but also some things are frustrating because it has not changed in over 10 years. So, all right. Anyways, uh, use it all in one little machine. There you go.
どれどれ。囚われの姫
Ooh, what's the other messages? Kojashibu the other day. Dinner. How are you? That thing I asked for. Is this some new viral ad? Like the adult kind? I'm sure the rest of it says something like, I'm in trouble, only a big strong man like you can save me. Does anyone remember those princess saving ads on like every browser that was on various different websites for these super sketch like, oh, I am some concubine and gonna be pregnant or something like that. Um, or like save me from this kingdom, and it's really just a village simulator thing. I forgot what they were called. Like they were pretty notorious and pretty bad. And I'm guessing this is the exact type of ad he's talking about. Delete. Side note, I think everyone who's ever played this game has pointed it out already, but I absolutely love that the smiley face is 69. I'm probably not the only one that has pointed it out. Suddenly, something slams into my side. Oh, the kids. I fall from the chair and something heavy lands on my back. 3 voices giggle overhead. I know right away who it is. They're cute. The phrase they start out with. I don't know what the original Japanese says or what the fan translation of this line says, but this will never not be funny. I. That is always too fast. I cannot actually read this. It's Kyo, Nao, and Mio, a trio of siblings from the neighborhood whose only purpose, it seems, is to make my life hell.
ここは遊び場じゃねえって何度も言ってるだろう。学習能力ないのかお前ら。
How many times have I told you this isn't a playground? Don't you kids listen?
ああ、青葉がエッチなメール見てる。え？嘘！
Now must have gotten a look at my coil. The other two climb up my back, trying to get a peek. Dang. That's strong. Oh, by the way, another fun thing about these kids. A lot of people are saying that I believe AG from Slow Damage is this guy, and because I'm not quite sure why. And Gunthra, I think, the other two guys. So either they're a reference to these three, or it was just a very loose fan speculation, fan theory. Just something about those three. AG, Gunthra, I think Gunthra? I'm not sure. AG was one of them, the hacker. And then the two other guys, whose names I don't remember, I admit. But yeah, I think I saw some people comparing the two of them, the two trios. So, whether or not that's true, of course, we don't know. Can't breathe.
おりろバカ。
エッチなメール、エッチなメール。青葉変態だ。変態。大人の男って不潔ね。ちげえよ。それはヤバい物の売買をするメールなんだよ。だってこの店モグリだからな。モグリー、モグリー。やっぱりダサいわ、この店。
Is this too quiet? Okay, hopefully this is not too quiet. Too loud? Okay. Test. Test.
よし、変態で不潔でモグリの青葉は逮捕だな。
Okay, I think it's okay.
そうね。
Oh, these kids are so silly.
G お前ら、いい加減どけ。
I jump up, shaking them off. Not gonna hold back just because they're kids. If I thought scolding them would accomplish anything, I'd do it. But this bunch doesn't give a rat's ass what I have to say.
ねえねえ、あの棚の上にあるの何に使うのかな。きっと誰かを倒すための道具なんだぜ。
These kids!
怖い。男って野蛮ね。
As I expect, their attention has already moved on to other things.
お前らなってゲ
Welp. And now you have 10,000 viruses. The screen of my coil catches my eye. Download complete. The hell? I do recall it making a weird noise earlier. Maybe I accidentally pushed a button while I was wrestling with the brats. I hope I didn't download some weird program.
Ah, もう最悪じゃねえか。
Before I can investigate, the old-fashioned bell on the front door rings.
今日の届け先はちょっと遠かったな。
It's Mr. Haga, the owner. I love him! I think a lot of people like him too.
Haga-san!
Right hand. Okay.
遅くなりました、青葉くん。
Mr. Haga's smile vanishes as soon as he sees the kids. I guess that's the natural reaction when you consider the kind of damage they always do.
いや、君たち、こんにちは。来てたんですね。
いいよ、あれ取ってよ。ちょっと待ってろ。よっ、おりゃ。木を打ったら意外と小さいのね。
All three of you are short.
なんだと？
こらこら君たち、店の中で遊んだら危ないよ。怪我をしてしまうからね。
But the brats aren't listening. Yeah, I'm just looking at how precarious the screws are. I don't know what objects they're trying to reach, but...
君たち。
もううるさいな。うるさいハゲー。
あ、
I like how they all know. Oh boy. The temperature in the room suddenly drops 10 degrees.
そこで遊んでいらっしゃる子供の皆さん。つかぬことをお聞きしますが。今、何とおっしゃいました？
Oh my god, I just noticed the fire is there. And the fire is also moving too. You know, when I play it and have the dialogue box up, I don't really see the fire. But yeah, there's actually fire, and it's like shaking.
さあ、もう一回言ってみてください。最初の言葉は？は？
Oh dang. That fire.
お腹が減ったから帰る。よし帰るぞ。帰るわよ。
The evil trio dashes from the store. Whoa.
歯の続きは何なんですか一体。歯がどうしたんです。歯が。
ああ、そうだ店長。そうだ聞いてくださいよ。
I scramble for the words that'll snap him out of it.
A パーツの S シリーズの注文が最近また増えてきたんですよ。
パーツ。
はい。いやー、さすがですね。やっぱり店長の読み通りでしたね。前月より売り上げ 50% 増しですよ。
そうですか。
Ooh, the fire is going down.
そうです。増量です。売り上げ倍増です。
売り上げ倍増。それは良かったです。そんなに売れてるということでしたら、もう少しストックを厚くしておきましょうかね。
You know, I'm curious what the S parts are. Like, can we see them on screen? I breathe a sigh of relief. That was close. There's no telling what Mr. Haga might do once something sets him off. Finally calm, he straightens his glasses and gives me a tired smile.
いやー、本当に全く困った子供たちですね。
ですね。
やんちゃすぎるところさえなければ可愛い子たちなんですけど。
ですよね。
No matter how many times I've seen it happen, it's always startling when his personality does a 180 like that.
そうだ、青葉くん。
Mr. Haga walks to the counter and grabs a paper bag from the floor.
申し訳ないんですけど、この荷物を発送してきてもらえませんか。今日はそのまま上がって構いませんので。
I hate to ask you to do this, but would you mind dropping this off with the courier service? You can head. Oh, whoops. That's not what I'm going to do. You can head home on after that. Okay, typically.
いいんですか？
ええ、実はですね、これから急にお客さんが来ることになったんです。だから今日はお店も早めに閉めようと思って。
そういうことなら了解っす。
Ooh, I wonder if we know who that person is. Probably does. I shoulder my bag and take the package from Mr. Haga. From the label, it looks like it's going pretty far. Fortunately, getting it there is a courier's job, not mine.
それじゃ行ってきます。あと、お疲れ様でした。
はい、お疲れ様。気をつけてね。
Oh. I head outside. According to my coil, it's 3 p.m. The back streets are full of people. They have a lot of pokey things coming out of their trash. Oh my god, I just noticed that. That looks... I can't tell what that is. Those are 2 hearts. That looks like a butt. There are several routes I could take to get to the courier. While considering which would be the fastest, I reach into my shoulder bag and pull out a soft, furry lump! Ah! Ren! And his beans! Ah! He's so cute! But then there's the other part of Ren. The ball of fur is still asleep. I press my palm against his forehead to wake him up.
Ren, 起きろ。
Look at his little eyes. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, I think I need a facial expression for reacting to cute things that's not just this crying face. At the sound of his name, he promptly opens his eyes.
Oh.
And that is a voice that surprises everyone. It's like, he's this cute little oopie, cute little dog, and then boom. And then when you see his other form, it's like, whoa.
運び屋まで行きたいんだけど、一番早いルート検索してくれ。
了解。
Ren gently touches my upper arm with his paws.
東の241通りは検問のために封鎖。バスは点検のために運休。北のターミナルを迂回した方が早い。
そっか、サンキュー。
I pat Ren on the head. He barks and wags his tail.
よっしゃ、それじゃ行きますか。
Okay, so I believe now the movie is the intro. I feel like everyone has already seen that intro a couple dozen times by now. So, I think for me, I'll skip it because I have a feeling this also might get copyright flagged. Was it the music? The opening that plays at this time? You know, I'll play it. It's a very good song. Oh. Oh, wait, I skipped it. Oops. I did not mean to do that. Sorry! I meant to play it. Oops. Alright, okay. As everyone in the old residential district knows, the best way to get around is on foot. That is a really old car. But clearly cars do exist. There's several tattoo studios. Oops. Oh, whoops. That's not supposed to be... Oh, shoot, I'm trying to remember what was... So, what I meant to do? Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, so I pat Ren on the head, he barks and wags his tail. Let's get going. I put on my headphones and push play, and then the opening. As everyone in the old residential district knows, the best way to get around is on foot. Public transportation here is pretty bad. Technically, there are buses, trains, and even taxis available, but they can be cancelled or delayed without notice. Wow, that sounds unpleasantly still the same for many places. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. Okay. Even the roads themselves might be closed without notice, so you hardly see any cars around these days. At most, you might see a taxi waiting in vain, or the occasional junker parked on the side of the road. Oh, okay, I'm guessing that's what that is. And I'd be really annoyed, though, if walking was like the primary form of transportation, because other forms of transportation just went kaput. But I guess that also makes sense, since Old Town is, like, small. The sidewalks, on the other hand, are always packed. Nothing's more reliable than your own two legs. The old residential district is divided into north, south, east, and west quarters. They're similar, but have some key differences. Or I guess maybe it's not that small. Whoa. For example, both my home and humdrum junk are located in the East Quarter. Let's look at some other things. Wow, is that train, tram, bus system? Yeah, it definitely looks like it's retro-futuristic-ish. It's pretty safe compared to the other quarters, and it's easy to get your hands on whatever you need. Okay. The North Quarters become something of a ghost town ever since it was designated off-limits. It's definitely not the safest place to go. The West Quarter is primarily residential, like the East Quarter, but doesn't have as many stores. The South Quarter is an entertainment and shopping district, so it's always full of youngsters hanging out. And if you go further north, up past the North Quarter, there's Platinum Jail, where the rich and famous do their business. And many other things. Here we go. Platinum Jail is a members-only resort that the Toei Corporation, one of Japan's top 5 companies, built when they bought Midoriyama. If the rumors are true, that place is the definition of luxury. I feel like this is a place that a certain billionaires are trying to build, if not have already built somewhere. Centered around the giant oval tower, it's full of casinos, movie theaters, shopping malls, hotels, everything you can imagine. Membership is by invitation only, but even then, the membership fee alone costs more than this whole island is worth, or so I've heard. Obviously, no one from the old residential district will ever get into Platinum Jail, so I guess you could call this town a slum. Nobody cares what happens here. The police are all talk. They're in bed with the Yakuza and just do whatever they please. It's not like we can do anything about it. Even if we're unhappy, we just have to suck it up and deal with it. Which is, like I said, frustratingly similar to modern day. Or not modern day. It's frustrating, it has not changed much. Despite all that, as the saying goes, there really is no place like home. This town isn't so bad once you get used to it. While it may not be as extravagant as Platinum Jail, we have our own way of life, our own kinds of fun. Can't really ask for much more than that.
Aoba. Aoba.
Ren pokes his head out of the bag and taps my arm with his paw.
どうした？
考えすぎだ。思考回路がショートするぞ。
マジか？つか、どんだけ貧弱な思考回路なんだよ、俺。
I think in Dramatical Murder, people have chips in their brain, some of them?
比較対象をごく一般的な成人男性として、その思考回路の強度を仮に100とすると、青葉の思考回路の強度は。
いい、そういうのはいいから。その説明で余計にショートする。
そうか。
I might be wrong though, because, like, Alba's also... Spoilers! Alba has some complicated stuff going on. I chuckle and pat his head. Aww. Ren is a dog-type Allmate. Allmates are artificially intelligent life forms, generally used to augment network devices like coils. They can search the internet and virtual space for information, place orders for you in online stores, or manage your social media accounts. So I guess, like, in modern day, or 10 years in the future, these would be called, like, smart devices now, or IoT things, Internet of... IoT stood for Internet of Things. Internet of Things things. Was it internet update? Oh yeah, internet updates. So, like, Alexa, and other, like, smart home devices. So, they can search, right, just read this. Some models can also help around the house, while others can act as partners in an online game called Rhyme. There are many different types of allmates. Animal models are abundant, so many people keep them as pets. I think there's no more animals. Animals. Or at least not in this part. I think. I've had Ren for a long time. I'm not exaggerating when I say he's my best friend. Man, some of this, we'll get into some complicated stuff with what some countries are doing. Even with all the improvements and new models coming out, I never abandoned Ren, not even if hell freezes over. Oh man. This did not age well.
Aoba, 近道をするなら次の道を右だ。
あっぶね。通り過ぎるとこだった。
I follow Ren's directions down an alley off Aoyagi Street. Aoyagi Street runs through the center of Old Residential District, dividing this district into quarters. It's lined with shops selling discount appliances, while the back streets are littered with niche hobby shops. As I make my way down the alley, a group of guys leaning against a filthy wall catches my eye. They have a certain look, like the kind of guys who'd be passing around a silver drug sheet. Oh, Alba, you're only 23. It really makes you wonder what's wrong with kids these days. Once upon a time, though, I was just like them. Not that I'm old or anything. Yeah, you're really not that old. Anyway, I'm finished with that stuff, totally. As I walk past, I catch a bit of their conversation. I think they're talking about Rhyme, right?
本当にあったらしいんだよ。こういきなり頭の中を乗っ取られるっつうの。なんだそりゃ、強制ライム参加かよ。そうそう、まさしくそれだよ。道端でいきなりライム仕掛けられて、しかも相手がすっげえ強いんだって。でもそれって臼井がいない状態ってことだろ。なのにライムとかできんの。それができるらしいんだよな。よくわかんねえけど。
Okay, I'm just gonna mute for just a second. Hello, test. Okay, sweet.
つか、準備も何もしてねえのに戦うとか無理じゃね？拒否れねえの？問答無用らしい。とにかく強制的に引っ張られてボコられるってんで、まさしく辻斬りだよ。やべえなそれ。
they're talking about Rime, the online fighting game that's all the rage these days. Test. Test. Okay, there we go. By connecting their minds to the net, players can experience virtual combat that feels just like the real thing. The thing is, there's no schedule or anything that tells you when or where a battle is going to happen. Wherever Usui, the game's judge, appears, that's the battlefield. Rime started off as an indie game. Back then, the rules were more lax, and Usui wasn't around either. This definitely predated Pokemon Go. Did it also predate, shoot, what was the game that Niantic made before Pokemon Go? I think it was like Indigo or something like that? Ingress. I wonder if this predated Ingress, or if Ingress, you know, happened around the same time. Yeah, so for anyone who's trying to, like, because now that's been over 10 years, there's been some changes and stuff like that, there are surprisingly a number of people that do have, like, Neuralink things that they're working on to, like, implant brain chips and stuff like that, which is kind of terrifying, to be honest. There's many a cyberpunk story about that going horribly wrong, including this one. We're just not there yet in the story. And then I think the game is kind of like the raid battles in Pokemon. I'm not sure if Ingress also had them, but yeah, it's kind of cool to look back and see what things have changed. It steadily gained popularity, and eventually Toei became a major sponsor. Oh, wait, does this mean it was like a quote-unquote indie game before Toei bought it? Okay, I'm guessing he's not a sponsor, he bought it. The system was improved and Usui was added, along with the official set of rules, making Rime what it is today. A spoiler alert, Usui is also, like, has Sen in it. Was it? Okay, it was Toei's All-Mate, but Sen's, like, personality is in it. It's very complicated. But we'll see, we'll get there. Maybe, depending on which route we go. Yeah, so this means that around this time was when he plugged his All-Mate / Sen in there. But I don't play Rime, so it isn't really my business. I head through the alley and come back out once more on Aoyagi Street. A doggo! Or cat. I'm not sure if that's a cat. I think that's a cat. Asahi Burger? Okay. At the end of the street, I see the sign for the courier's shop. Just as I start toward it, I notice a crowd in the middle of the road. It looks like a fight. A bunch of people with nothing better to do have gathered to watch. Oh, is this Kojaku? I keep walking, trying to avoid the whole mess, but then the crowd stirs, followed by a high-pitched scream. Okay, I think this is Kojaku. I peer through the gaps in the crowd. A large man is sprawled out on the ground, another standing over him. The second man has his back to me, but I recognize him immediately. Yep, okay, it's Kojaku. A bright red kimono and a big sword. There's no one else it could be.
図体の割に大したことねえな。せっかく彼女の前だってのに台無しじゃねえか。
こうじゃくさ
god, her earrings. Okay. They look like Momo from Dandadan. I don't know much about Dandadan, but I do know that Momo has big green earrings like this. Yeah, all the NPCs, or not all the NPCs, but a lot of the NPCs, they have this creepy half-face thing going on. Starry-eyed girls flock to the victor, trampling the man on the ground in the process. Here we go again. One woman, who was keeping a bit of a distance, approaches with an apologetic bow. Oh yeah, so as I mentioned, Dramatical Murder is also dated in how it writes some characters and some of its tropes. She must be the girlfriend of the man sprawled on the street. I'm guessing the commotion started when they tried to cut in line at Kujaku's shop. Calming his angry fans with a gesture, Kujaku gives the girlfriend a smile.
お嬢さん、そう思ってくれるのは神結冥利に尽きるぜ。けどな、みんな俺の大事なお客さんなんだ。順番はちゃんと守ってもらわねえとな。はい。彼氏もちっと強引だったが、あんたを思ってのことだ。あんまり責めてやるなよ。また日改めて来てくれ。そん時は歓迎するからよ。
はい。
The woman's eyes sparkle, her cheeks turning bright red. There goes another one. Kujaku's other fans are not amused.
ちょっと、いつまでそこにいんのよ。どいてよ。こうじゃくさん、汗かいたでしょ？これ、さっき買ったばかりのハンカチなんですけど、もしよかったら使ってください。
いや、そりゃ悪いだろう。気に入って買ったんだろう。自分で使いな。いい
です。こうじゃくさんに使っていただけるなら、きっとこのハンカチも本望です。
本望ね。そこまで言われて断ったんじゃ男がスタルってもんだ。そんじゃありがたく使わせてもらうぜ。
Kojaku takes the woman's hands, pulling her toward him with a smile. Oh, you womanizer. And yes, before anyone forgets, Alba and Kojaku are, like, technically bi. So, yeah. Just also bisexual disasters too. There it is, his infamous lady killer smile. Well, that's what I call it, at least. The woman with the handkerchief slumps to her knees, attracting jealous glares from the others. Every woman here seems out for blood. Let's get out of here. This isn't the first time— oh wait, this isn't the first time I've seen this shtick. Disgusted, I start to move away from the crowd.
Over.
Okay, so I guess these NPCs have faces. Oh, there's a random heart thing that's going on. Okay, as a side note, as someone who has stretched ears in real life, these kind of tapers are kind of dangerous to use for actual stretching, but for decorative purposes, you know, it works for decorative purposes. But if you go online and you buy this short taper, you can use that to wear, but using it to actually stretch your earlobes, either get help or do it better, or get better tapers. But these are fine for decorative ones. Also, I really love this dress and the harnesses. I can feel all those eyes focusing on me. I'll pretend I didn't hear him. I turn around and start walking at a brisk pace.
Oi, matette!
But Kojaku runs after me and grabs my arm. Here we go again. Here we go. Oh.
青葉やっぱり青葉じゃねえか
Did that translate right? He says Alba twice in it. I guess translator's choice. Oh, and all the faces changed. Well, not all. These two faces changed, I think.
ああ。
なんだよ水くせえな。いたんなら声かけろって。
ああ、まあ仕事中に通りかかっただけだし。
仕事中？配達か。
Fujaku smiles indulgently, which of course makes the women around him swoon again. I'll say one of my favorite tropes is childhood to best friend, or childhood best friends to lovers. This one is a bit of a tricky situation because the plot of the story didn't end up quite working out. Hence, Kojaku is not my favorite because the plot of his route. We'll see. We'll get there. We'll get there. It smiles like a weapon. He's been using it for ages, but women still fall for it. I really don't feel like talking here. There are too many people around, and the women's eyes are scaring me. Like I said, Dramatical murder, a little outdated with some of its tropes.
つか、お前も仕事中だろ？なんか騒ぎになってたけど。
Also, Kojaku's salon situation doesn't quite make sense to me. Although I might have to reread when they talk about it coming up soon.
ああ、こいつが列を無視しようとしたからよ。ちょいと軽くな。
お前、いい加減にしとかないと、そのうち刺されるぞ。
Yeah, they talk
刺される？
friendship banter.
誰に？
見りゃわかるでしょうが。
I sweep my gaze over the women glaring at me. It was clear that they weren't about to let anyone, man or woman, get close to Kojaku. Scary.
まあ大丈夫だろう。つか、俺がそう簡単に刺されるように見えるか？
Kojaku punctuates this with a smirk. Seriously? Well, I guess I can't argue with him there. Also, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this right, even though I've technically played this multiple times and watched the anime. Okay, I think I will try to look up how to properly pronounce the same. Kojaku's pretty much always been aware of how handsome and popular he is. He's not the type to brag about it, but he has a casual confidence about him, and he knows his way around a fight. He's a wandering hairdresser. All he does is cut and style women's hair. Apparently, he's developed quite a reputation for it. He sets up shop wherever and whenever he feels like it. He doesn't advertise or take reservations, but he always has a line around the block. Okay, I think this makes no sense. Whatever. Maybe it's like a pop-up shop thing. And they just didn't call it pop-up shops back then. Or maybe it's like kind of like a speakeasy, but a barbershop. They all say that when Kujaku touches your hair, it feels like you've died and gone to heaven. Oh, that... oh, that... Wait, I realize with the context of what is in his backstory, that dialogue might be a bit much. I just don't get it. If you told me a guy like this existed, I wouldn't believe you for a second if I didn't already know him.
とにかく女遊びはほどほどにしとけよ。影で泣いてる女がどんだけいるんだか。
んなこと言ってもな、しょうがねえだろう。スウェゼン食わぬは男の恥だし、女はこの世の宝だし。
Oh my god, I forgot the bro thing.
女は綺麗で可愛い。だからみんなに優しくしてやりたいんだよ。
And you know what? On the plus side, at least Kojaku's not an incel. Because there's womanizers that are incels. Eh.
まあ、それはそれでいいんじゃないですかね。じゃ、俺もう行くわ。
お。
Oh yeah, also, great design. Even though the neck thing doesn't quite make sense to me. A little bit. Or maybe it, like... Actually, hang on. Oh no, it's just a neck guard, I guess? I'm not sure.
コウタクさん、早く。ちょっと、次は私が言ってもらう番なんだから。
As soon as I end the conversation, the women swarm Kojaku. He shoots me a look from the center of the crowd.
Ah, そうだ。また近々お前んとこ行くから、タエさんによろしく。
Hey, hey.
I shrug and walk off. Still, the guy never gets enough, huh? I mean, he must like it, but I know I would hate to be the center of all that attention. I guess he's a special breed. I head for the courier, leaving the crowd behind. How long has that salary man been, like, flexing his... Okay, delivery works. Here it is. Or there it is. I step through the automatic doors.
いらっしゃいませ。あら、青葉ちゃん、毎度。
Aw.
お疲れ様です。
I bow to Miss Yoshie, Yoshie, and set the paper bag on the counter. Okay, I know some people don't quite like her. Don't worry, she gets better. Or like, once a plot kicks in, she's cool. A small dog with long shiny fur sits proudly on the counter, watching me intently. Okay, how do some of these allmates and computers... What is their cooling system when they're covered in fur? With this much fur. Like, they must have some amazing and very compact and very efficient cooling systems. That's Clara, Miss Yoshi's all-mate.
これお願いします。
はいはい、預かるわよ。
Miss Yoshi checks the address with practiced hands, then pushes a nearby button. A box next to the counter opens. She tosses the bag inside. This outfit This outfit? This outfit specializes in delivering packages within the old residential district, a welcome service in a town where transportation isn't readily available. This outfit? In any case, my work here is done.
それじゃ失礼します。
青葉ちゃん、この後はお店へ戻るの？
いや、今日は帰ります。店長が店早く閉めるから、これ終わったら帰っていいって。
あら、そうなの。いいわね。だって今夜は旦那らの最終回じゃない。リアルタイムで見られるじゃないの。
Oh, I need to know what AWTR is. What is AWTR? Okay. They're referencing, so disregard.
ダン？何ですか？
やったもうこの間教えてあげたばっかりじゃない。
あ、そうでしたっけ？何でしたっけ？
ドラマよ、ドラマ。
Oh.
チークダンスでさようならよ。
Oh.
ついにどちらをパートナーに選ぶか決まるのよ。
A waltz to remember, a walk to remember. Okay, alright, I feel like that was a reference to a walk to remember then. Okay, I never noticed that. I also never looked at this up.
私は断然カイザー松岡がいいと思うの。あの爽やかな笑顔にちょっぴりのすっけがたまらないのよね。
Oh my.
はあ。
Miss Yoshi twirls her hair around her finger with a dreamy, girlish look in her eyes. I mean, she's not a bad person or anything.
じゃあ俺そろそろ。
そういえばね、アバちゃん、聞いた？ほら、あの話よ、あの話。もしかしたら知ってるかもしれないんだけど。
Talking about... Miss Yoshi, Yoshi beckons me closer, a serious look on her face. She's really not a bad person. No, she's gonna be very useful in the plot. Well, I mean, not the most useful, but like, she helps them in a good way. Swallowing a resigned sigh, I lean closer. There are no other people in the shop, but for some reason, she speaks in a whisper.
ほら、北の氷河谷あるじゃない？あの治安が悪い地区。もともといい噂のないところだけど、最近特に物騒な噂を聞くのよ。
Morphine?
はあ。
あの辺にね、超極悪非道な死刑囚がリーダーをやってるチームがいるらしいのよ。
Oh, she's talking about Mink. Or
ああ。
someone... Oh, yeah,
ス
yeah.
クラッチでしたっけ？なんかやばい連中が最近よく出没するみたいですね。
Yeah, you look real excited to be talking about that.
そうそう。刑務所の囚人たちで作られたチームらしいじゃない？確かちょっと前にもあの辺で誰か誘拐されたとか建物が壊されたとかそんな話があったでしょ？
No, that was Morphine doing it.
怖いわよね。夜道なんておちおち一人で歩けないわよ。警察なんて全然頼りにならないしね。それどころか警察だって私たち何するかわからないし。 生きにくい世の中よね。
And unfortunately, 10 years later, this is still the same. Why? Why is it still the same? Or 10 plus years later. She's not wrong about that. The old residential district police are no better than gangsters themselves. Rub an officer the wrong way and you could get beaten or even arrested. Or worse, if you're in America.
やだやだ、私も早く帰りたいわ。ねえ、もし帰りに襲われちゃったりしたらどうしよう。
え、
Mr. Yoshi shoots me a meaningful look.
大丈夫じゃないですかね。
No, I think she just has masochistic
おば
fantasies.
ちゃんひどい。私の一体何が大丈夫だっていうのよ。
I think this had different connotations back then, but I think today, what we can interpret interpret it as is that she has masochistic fantasies, which, that's a whole can of worms. Whole can of other worms to unpack for people that have it.
あ、じゃあ俺はこの辺でお疲れした。
ちょっと
Another voice stops me before I can leave. Oh, Clara.
え、
あの青いのはどうしたのかしら。あら、
クララちゃん、レンちゃんに会いたいの。そうよね、クララちゃんとレンちゃん仲良しだものね。
Taking Clara into her arms, Miss Yoshi shoots me an expectant look. Hehe.
ああ、今日はあいにくい家に。
No, she can.
そ
She's
の
another
中
all
に
mate.
入っているんでしょ。私に挨拶もしないで帰るつもり？
No way out. I'm sorry, Ren. You'll just have to grin and bear it. I take Ren out of my bag and gently pat his head to wake him up.
青葉、どうした？
レン、クララちゃんにご挨拶。
Look at his little face! Ren's ears and tail drop. Clara stares down at him from her place in Miss Yoshi's arms.
どうしたの？まだ眠っているのかしら。
ごきげんよう、クララ。
ごきげんよう、レン。
Clara wags her tail happily. Miss Yoshi smiles too.
本当にクララちゃんとレンちゃんは仲良しね。
I feel like a lot of people do this with their pets.
それじゃあ挨拶も終わったし、今度こそこの辺で。
ああ、待って、ちょっと待って、おばちゃん。
え？
もう一つだけ。ちょっと待ってね。悪いわね、帰るところ。
No, it's not quick. Sorry, Alba. It's night by the time Miss Yoshi lets me go.
ねえ、お疲れ。
避けて通れないのであれば仕方ない。
Ren is curled up in my bag, exhausted from his ordeal. Despite the attitude, Clara seems rather fond of Ren. She asks about him whenever I see her. While users can adjust their all-mates' personalities to some degree, they are largely shaped by their environments. As a result, you can never tell when two all-mates will connect. Ren doesn't seem to like Clara very much, but unfortunately for him, I find the whole situation kind of funny. Yeah, exactly what I mean by some owners, which is very cute for the owners to observe.
青葉こそ大丈夫か?
なんとか。
After she stopped the last time, Miss Yoshi made me eat this whipped cream slathered monstrosity she'd made in cooking class. My stomach is killing me.
さあ、帰るか。
Feeling like a couple of soldiers who narrowly escaped death on battlefield, we start toward home. Night is in full swing on Aoyagi Street, the darkness washed away by lights and brilliant neon signs. There are no zoning laws in the old residential district. Even in the middle of the day, the crooked skyline ensures that some parts of the city never see the sun. Oof. But when night falls, things really change. That's when the Riptides come out of the woodwork. The Riptides are young men who form gangs or teams to brawl with each other over turf. This game, if you can call it that, is also known as Rib. Rib was popular before Rhyme, so the Rib gangs look down on their digitized rhymer cousins. They think they're just a bunch of nerds trying to act cool. which, you know, fair. Still, more and more Riptides are making the jump to Rhyme, and that means everyone's looking for a fight. Suddenly, someone grabs my arm from behind.
お、これブレインナッツのジャケットじゃん。
It's a man with dyed red hair. He looks younger than me.
なあ、このデザインって今プレミアついてるやつじゃね?
A grinning green-haired man approaches next. Red and green. Is this Christmas or something? I feel like there was a different joke in Japanese.
やっべ、俺これすげえ欲しいんすけど。なあ、お兄さん。
The red-haired one gives me a phony smile.
駅前の店で売ってるよ。
I try to jerk my arm away, but the redhead glares and grips me tighter.
ちょっと待てって。
Wait, so is this a common jacket that he had? I thought it was like rare.
お前なんだよその態度。俺は今ここでこれが欲しいって言ってんだよ。聞こえた?
Just go away, dude.
つかさ、俺らバグボムなんだけどさ、知ってるよね、バグボム。で何？舐めてんの?
The green-haired guy flashes the tattoo on his wrist. A winking woman with enormous breasts straddling a big pink bomb. Wow, I'd kill the guy who put that on my skin. I mean, unfortunately, there are people, you know, that have that kind of tattoo. In any case, I haven't heard of Bug Bomb. Obviously, these two are small time looking for fights to build their cred.
That's it.
Oh, savage.
ああ? おい、今なんつった? 出せっつったんだよ。
I think this is more savage here in the English.
あ? おめえどこのチームよ?
Don't worry, he's connected with, well, he's not actually part of them, but he is BFFs with two of the biggest gangs.
入ってねえし。はあ? まさかのノーマーク? マジか?
Red and green look at each other, grinning like idiots.
ありえねえ.
Rib gangs always have a tag, a piece of art member's tattoo on their body. If you don't have a tat, it means you're not in a gang. and that makes you an easy target.
へえ、ノーマークってことはやっちゃっていいんだ。
余裕っしょ。お兄さんさ、ちょっと一緒にあっち行こうよ。な？
その辺にしとけよ。
ああ？
Fujaku? Red looks over my shoulder, glaring at the man who's appeared behind me. I think it's Kojaku.
こいつに絡むと顎砕かれる。
Oh no, wait, it's Mizuki!
はあ、
Hey!
何？お前誰？
You don't recognize? Oh, he recognizes. Green, meanwhile, has turned white as a sheet.
おい、やばいよ。
何がだよ。
こいつ、ドライジュースのヘッドの水木だ。
は？ドライジュース？
こいつの必殺技知ってるか？狐のかかと落としっつーの。一発食らうと顎砕かれるぜ。
ドライジュースなら最初からそう言えよ。
行こうぜ。
The man behind me laughs as the two punks run off with their tails between their legs.
だっせーな、おい。逃げるくらいなら最初から喧嘩売るなっつーの。
I turn around, knowing exactly who I'll see.
いや
Mizuki! You deserve better. And we need Rico to be translated so that you have a happy ending, kind of. It's not really a happy ending, technically. Depending on... Well, okay, I'm not really sure because I've not played Recode, but he has the route. And, like, you know what? It does not necessarily seem like a happy route based off of the CGs that I've seen. But, you know, he's functioning and fine. At least.
久しぶりだな、青葉。
水木
You know what? That is a cool logo, though. So, even if the name is a little bit silly. Is Mizuki, the leader of Dry Juice, the largest of the Rib gangs. He has tan skin, black hair, and green eyes. That's like... I guess like that's tan compared to other characters. The symbol of his gang, a teardrop, is tattooed beneath one eye. He also has a tattoo on his neck.
狐のかかと落としってなんだよ。
お前の足技の話だよ。名前はさっき適当につけたけど。でも、顎砕いたことあるのは間違ってないだろ。
I will say, this is why I think if Aiden and Alba ever actually got into like a fist fight, I think the funny thing is Alba would technically win since he has actual melee fighting skills, whereas Aiden is Aiden can wave his spoon around.
何年前の話だよ。
俺は今でもよく覚えてるけどな。つか、お前がこの時間にこの辺にいるって珍しいな。
はあ、まあな。
ようやく来る気になったが、ドライジュースに。
He grins welcomingly, but I just shrug.
まさか、そういうの嫌だっつってるだろ。
チームも入ってみりゃ意外といいもんだぜ。
I used to run with Mizuki back in the day. We got into all sorts of trouble. Though he's usually pretty laid back, he's also a guy you can depend on, who knows when it's time to get serious. Rib fighters all think they're hot shit, so it's pretty impressive that he's managed to unite so many to form the largest Rib gang. Still, I have no intention of joining.
とにかくめんどいの嫌なの俺は。
知ってるよ。でも最近はうちも結構微妙なんだよな。
微妙？そうか。お前んとこ相変わらず最強だろ。
あれだよ。ライムのせいだ。
ライム
Mizuki's expression darkens.
うちのメンバーもちょろちょろ流れてんだよ。ライムなんて頭脳戦っていや聞こえいいけど、所詮はただの妄想ゲームだろ。
I mean, okay, so Rib seems like it's cooler, but at least like for most rhyme games, at least you're not actually getting injured. But like, I think part of the appeal of the Rib gangs was like also the teamwork and camaraderie that Rhyme did not provide. Because like Rhyme had teams, but it didn't have like found family aspect that Rib gangs had. Because like I have a feeling that's what was like the real draw.
まったくどこがいいんだかわけわかんねえよ。妄想で縄張り守れるかっつーの。
まあ確かにな。
Also, Mizuki has one of the best outfits. I really like that jacket. I honestly can't blame Mizuki for feeling the way he does about Rhyme. I mean, you can make the same argument about Rib, that it's just a bunch of kids playing capture the flag. But I know Mizuki really cares about his team. Exactly, so this is more like a slightly more like found family-ish that fights other found families. But like I'm saying that in the loosest sense of the word. Because at the end of the day, it's still turf wars and gangs. That's probably why he can't just let trend hoppers slide.
それから神隠しだ。
神隠し？
聞いたことあるだろう。昔リブのチームが丸ごと全員行方不明になったって話。
あるけど、でもあれって都市伝説みたいなもんだろ。しかも10年くらい前の噂だし。
どういう理由かはわかんねえんだが、最近ぱったり見かけなくなったチームがいるんだよ
な。That's morphine.
ヘマでもしてヤクザに締められたとかじゃねえの？
Which is technically Yakuza.
それが消えたチームのメンバーが数日経ってからフラッと帰ってくるってのが起きてな。でもそいつ何も覚えてなかったらしい。自分のことも忘れてて、まるで脳が壊れちまってるような感じだったらしいぜ。
Oh, wait.
でも神隠しって確か犯人はあのモルヒネだってオチじゃなかったか？モルヒネ自体が都市伝説みたいなもんだし。
ま、そうなんだけどな。
Morphine was a legendary Rib gang that dominated the scene a decade ago. Their tag was a heart and cross, all in black. The gang was cloaked in mystery. All anyone really knew was that they were invincible. If I recall correctly, they were basically the Yakuza's gang. I think. It's been a while. Naturally, rumors gathered like flies. One popular rumor said that they were behind the disappearances. And unfortunately, yes they are.
犯人がモルヒネじゃないとなると、もしかしたらライムやってる奴らの仕業じゃねえかとか考えたりもしたんだけどな。
Okay, so actually I'm just gonna scoot back to one thing. Okay, so you see this part how it says like nothing, not even their own fucking name, it's like their brains were fried or something. Okay, so I'm giving Dramatical Murder more credit than it actually provides because I'm pretty sure this was not their intention. But later on when Toei says that he wanted to, like, his goal was to brainwash everyone at Midoriyajima, and it's kind of a running joke in the fandom where, like, what's he gonna do with a bunch of brainwashed people? And unfortunately, we're seeing some of it in real time now, at least in the US. Because, like, if you have people that don't think for themselves, they won't go against the government. And, like, if Toei is able to successfully brainwash everyone and make everyone compliant, he's going to be able to do whatever he wants. Like, there's no one that's going to go against whatever crazy world takeover plans that he wants if everyone is being brainwashed and dumb and not thinking. Which, unfortunately, kind of seeing some of that being done today. So, like, it's like scarily accurate. Like, obviously, what certain politicians in today's world is doing is they're not using, like, magic brainwashing and stuff like that, but they are using other kinds of brainwashing. And, of course, I'm giving Dramatical Murder more credit than that actually is, but it's, like, scary, you know what I mean? That in this random visual novel from 2012 that's really not that deep, that it somehow manages to have surprisingly scary stuff that is still present today. Okay. Yeah, anyways, off my soapbox. And probably a lot of spoilers.
そりゃちょっと話がぶっ飛びすぎだろ。
本気で言ってるわけじゃないぜ。ただ最近奴ら調子に乗ってきてるからな。
だからって神隠しまでやってしかも人の頭をおかしくするとかそんなことできんのか？そこまでやれるんなら何かしらの騒ぎになってるだろ。
Okay. Also, I realize the common route, we still have to meet the rest of the characters and introduce Rhyme. I might speed this up a bit because, yeah, it's been almost 2 hours and we still have not gotten to the Rhyme section. And I want to see if I can get to clear when he jumps out the window.
いや、わかってるって。だから俺も本気で言ってるわけじゃない。
Just then, we hear cheering nearby, followed by the thunder of footsteps as people race to the scene. Mizuki scowls.
ライムか。
Kids these days.
ああ、なんか気分悪いな。そろそろ行くわ。また今度店に顔出せよ。
なあ。
んじゃな。
Mizuki waves, then stalks away, pushing through the gathering crowd. Oh, that's a lot of people. Once Mizuki is gone, I turn toward the center of the commotion. While Rhyme isn't exactly my boat, I don't have anything against it either. I was actually pretty curious the first time Mizuki brought it up.
どうした？
なんでもねえよ。行くか。
I pat Ren's head and start to make my way out of the alley. But then, a white light swallows the world. Ugh. Before I can figure out what's going on, a ball of light appears in front of me. Uh-oh. It gradually consumes a human form, then reaches toward me with one hand. Its fingertips stroke my cheek, or at least I think they do. The next thing I know, I'm at the center of the crowd. Uh-oh. Really, did Usu have to spawn right on top of him? Bodies press in from all sides. I'm trapped. Oh god. this would be a terrible experience.
薄い薄い
A circle of light is floating above the ground, and inside it, Miku! Is that not Hatsune Miku?
来た来た薄い
A woman with 8 arms appears, swaying slowly before coming to a stop. Yep, basically Miku.
さあお待たせしました皆さんこれよりライブを開始します本日の第1戦目はライブネームプレイヤー vs ルート44の対戦だ
Wait, that person just called himself or herself Player? You couldn't come up with any other name than Player. You know, some people aren't creative. The number of people that don't call themselves anything other than Aiden in New Carnival, which is just a default name. Yeah, if people don't want to name their player character something, I guess. So this is Rhyme. I've never seen it up close before. Or do you?
プレイヤーはこれまで5回参戦3連勝中一方ルート44は初参加
The 8-armed woman is Usui, who presides over all rhyme battles. I say woman, but for some reason it has a deep, manly voice. Wait, does Toei voice Usui? Or Sen? Or, huh, I wonder who voices Usui. Okay, interesting. Okay, so Usui is voiced by someone different in Japanese, but in English, Usui shares the same voice actor as Toei. Although, to be fair, the English dub of Dramatical Murder, you could watch it for the goofs and the gags. It's not a very good... Well, okay, it's not that bad, but it's not that great. Just don't watch it to be amazed. Ooh. This animation. Usui's hands flicker, the light grows brighter, and a huge virtual screen appears overhead. The fighters are already in the ring, preparing their all-mates.
果たしてニューカマーが連勝記録を止めるのかそれとも
Oh, let's see what their all-mates are. Oh, this one is a cat! Oh, it's so cute!
さあプレイヤーの方は準備が完了したようだルート44の方ももうそろそろ OK か両者とも準備完了それじゃあ早速始めようかゲームスタート
Usui lifts its hands with a gentle grace, its elegant movements a sharp contrast to its booming voice. The monitor switches to a view of the field. The audience hoots and cheers. Uh-oh. And this is, Desire. Suddenly, a sharp pain shoots through my head. What the hell? Is the noise getting to me? Probably too, to be honest. Clutching my forehead, I glare at the crowd.
青葉、大丈夫か
ああ、大丈夫。でも、そろそろ行くか。
そうした方がいい。
I finally managed to muscle my way out of the roaring throng. Oh, I kind of wish I got to see what the other guy's all-mate was. Leaning against a nearby wall, I sigh and catch my breath. Ah, the twins, or not twins. I look up to find a familiar duo standing in front of me.
こんばんは。やっほー。どうしたんですか？気分でも悪くなりました？
Ugh. Well, okay. Okay. But also,
人酔いでもした？
Wills
Local
and
gangsters?
Trip!
Oh, they're just
Myra.
called local gangsters.
なあ、まあそんなとこかな。
The Four Eyes is Virus. The big guy is Trip. I've known them for ages. They also brainwashed you.
あ
Or-
気分はどうだ？
Not brainwashed. Wiped his memory. Which, sorry, spoilers.
まあまあ
And
大丈夫。
they also have a very interesting scene in Reconnect. Which, yeah, I did play. It was a very interesting scene.
こんなところでどうしたんです？ライムなんて珍しい。いや、どうってこともねえんだけど。もしかして興味湧いちゃいました？全然そういうんじゃねえよ。
Shit.
ぼんやりして巻き込まれたんじゃねえの？違うって。つかお前らこそ何こんなとこでフラフラしてんだよ。俺たちはお仕事ですよ。ライムの連中、最近はしゃぐから。
The old residential district is home to some pretty dangerous groups. These two belong to one of them. Yakuza? Oh. I met them ages ago, when I was still a stupid teenager. Back then, I was always pissed off about something. I'd spend my nights trolling for brawls in Wanibashi. In the end, all that adolescent posturing got me was a trip to the hospital after I picked a fight with the wrong guy. Okay, so I guess that means he's like vaguely, sort of, kind of, loosely, a little bit remembers the time when he was predominantly Desire, but memory wipe. Yeah, I was kind of a loser. But like, how old were you if this was years ago? Because like, yeah. The only people who really know what I got up to back then are these two and Granny. Okay, because I think he didn't meet Mizuki until he was an adult, and Kujaku disappeared during his adolescence. I lost touch with them until we reconnected a few years ago. By then, I'd gotten a part-time job and they had joined the Yakuza. Considering that the police here are basically Yakuza too, it's never really bothered me? Are you serious? I thought you had an issue with the police being useless.
それにしても相変わらずお前ら似たような格好してんな。双子見て。
We're not twins.
双子じゃありませんから。青葉さんはお仕事の方は順調ですか？アイスクリーム屋さんだっけ？ペンギンのエプロンの。あれは1日でクビになったんだっけ？1日じゃない。3日。今はジャンクショップの店員やってるよ。なんだっけ？平等？平凡。もう結構長く続いてるし。青葉さんに平凡なんてネーミング合いませんけどね。もし暴れたくなったらいつでも声をかけてください。
Also, I think they're in the Mizuki Morphine route too, but again, I never played it and I want to play it.
うち割と羽振りいいのでおすすめですよ。
Dang, I realized that Alba's connected with like all the big dogs.
気持ちだけ受け取っとく。
He was like recruited like 3 times already, right? Yeah, Kojaku, Mizuki, now these two again.
青葉さんの戦ってる姿、また見たいって今でもよく思うんですけどね。
Okay, but you two were the ones that wiped his memory.
そうそう、俺たちファンだからな、青葉の。
おっと、ルート44ダメージ250。さあ、いよいよクライマックスか。
A roar grows up from the audience, but then an even louder voice cuts through the charged atmosphere. Oh. That's a lot of footstep noises. That's a lot of footsteps.
Akushima!
Brandishing a megaphone, a man charges in with several police officers in tow. Also, I'm noticing there's a lot of right-handed people. Or, well, which makes sense.
うるさいのが来ちゃいましたね。
Or most of the cast has been right-handed so far.
てめえらこんなとこで騒いでんじゃねえ。全員まとめて逮捕だ。
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, Dramatical Murder has had 2 stage play runs in Japan, and I will say, I don't really care about Akushima, but I have a feeling that the the actor that plays Akushima has a lot of fun doing him, because he just looks like he's having fun. The match is over. Usui vanishes in a puff of smoke, and the fighters and spectators scatter. The guy with the megaphone is Akushima, a hard-ass detective who's as crooked as they come. He's jailed or beaten dozens of people on blatantly false charges. They called him the Grim Reaper of the old residential district. See? ACAB! All cops are bad, including this one.
ここは退散ですね。青葉さんも早く。なあ。
Yeah, which, again, this game, I'm pretty sure Dramatical Murder did not intend for it. Like, but this predates, yeah. It's like still weirdly relevant. Why? Why couldn't these problems have been fixed by now instead of still the same? Or worse?
バイバイ、青葉。
待てこの野郎、逃げんなこら。クソが逮捕じゃ。
Akushima looks like he's about to burst a blood vessel. I ignore him and take off running. Aoyagi Street is just ahead. Ooh. Oh, Mink, right? As I round the corner, a motorcycle nearly runs me over. I stumble and fall backward. Oh, yep, Mink. The bike pulls up a short distance away. I stare at the driver in a daze. He doesn't get off. Oh. He doesn't get off, but his eyes are focused on me. Those are some nice boots, man. Something about those eyes sends a shiver down my spine. The man speeds off without saying a word.
Oi!
I jump up, but he's already gone. I know Mink is controversial in the game. I am not going to be discussing the controversies that he has. It's already been talked about by many people that are more educated and informational than me. I think my only thought that I have left to say about Mink is that, like, he actually succeeds in the good ending. Obviously, he doesn't in bad ending, but, like, you know, his plot actually has the most plot to do against Toei, And in the good ending, he succeeds. So, applause to you, Mink. Applause to you, Mink. Son of a bitch. He nearly ran me over, and he didn't even apologize. I mean, near misses like that aren't unusual in this part of town, but it still pisses me off. I think that's a universal experience, if someone cuts you off.
青葉、大丈夫か？
ああ、ギリギリセーフ。危なかったけど。
無事でよかった。
本当にな。
Ren's concern soothes my anger. I'm safe. That's what matters, right? I start back towards home. I enter my neighborhood and soon reach my house.
ただいま。
いい加減にせえよ、このバカ孫。
Tyson! One of... Okay, when people say that yaoi has bad female characters, this is a great female character in yaoi. And, like, it's coming from Nitro Plus Carl, which... Like, come on, man! Like, I don't know how to say it, but, like, there are... People think that yaoi has no good female characters. Unfortunately, yes, this is outdated, and there are badly written ones, but I think this is one of the better written ones. A clap of thunder greets me the moment I open the door. I know from experience that the ringing won't go away anytime soon. Although I will say, it is a bit of a bummer that in the stage play, they have an actor for Akushima, but they don't have an actor for Typhon? She just gets a screen for her. If I edit this later on, I'm just gonna show you, like, well, actually, I'm not gonna show you. I don't know if I'm allowed to show you, but, like, basically in this the stage play version, Dramatical Murder, both times, like, she just gets a screen of this CG. She does not have an actor for some reason. Why? I mean, I don't know why. I don't know how the stage play system works. But yeah, still. Right. A clap of thunder greets me the moment I open the door. I know from experience that the ringing won't go away anytime soon.
るさー。当たり前だよ。うるさく聞こえるように怒鳴ってんだから。
Also, fun fact for anyone who doesn't know yet, badass woman in STEM. Granny is perched menacingly on the landing, fuming as she scowls at me. And to be fair, what she's angry about in this scene is fair. I've always wondered how such an old woman can make so much noise.
なんだよ、何怒ってんだよ。
そりゃあ怒るわ。鍵だよ、鍵。
鍵？
仕事に行くときは玄関の鍵閉めてけって何度言ったらわかるんだい。
Oh my god, how dumb are you, Alba, that you are still forgetting to lock the door at 23 years old.
ああ、そっか、ごめん。
I was almost late for work this morning, so I ran out of the house in a hurry.
ごめんじゃないよ。まったくなんだってこんな記憶力の悪い子に育っちまったんだろうね。
Oh, I guess another thing I didn't realize is that in Reconnect, they actually tell the story of Alba's parents and Granny. So it's very interesting.
しょうがないだろ。忘れてたんだよ。
どうせまた寝坊して飛び出してったんだろう。本当に23にもなってどうしようもない孫だね。悲しくって涙が出そうだよ。
だからごめんって言ってんだろ。人間うっかりすることぐらい誰でもあるだろうが。
お前はうっかりの世界選手権にでも出ようってのかい。これで何度目だよ。
6回
How do you remember?
本当にお前って子は。
Poor Granny. Granny is shaking with anger. The veins on her forehead are bulging. This is serious. She's fainted after getting too worked up before.
わかったわかった。明日から気をつける。だからもう怒鳴るなよ。
その言葉も何度目だろうね。お前がそんなんじゃこっちもおちおちしねやしないよ。
Granny snorts and stomps back to the kitchen.
ほら、とっとと入りな。
She seems to have settled down for the moment. Oh, actually, let's go look at the background. What animal is that? Is that map or pigs? Okay. Oh, okay. I think it's cool that she has a cane. Those are some small. Either really small feet, or the scale is a little off. Oh, these two are so cute. I believe I'm. Okay, I don't want to say something wrong, so I was going to say something, but I wasn't sure about it, so disregard. That is a tall telephone. A tall rotary phone, I guess. Relieved, I take off my shoes and head inside. We might get into shouting matches like this on a daily basis, but we actually get along pretty well, all things considered. The fact that she can still yell like that is proof that she's healthy. I think her yelling is one of the things I'm going to miss when the time comes. I'm real grateful for her for raising me all by herself. Not that I'd ever say that to her face. That's the most Asian thing in the world. Granny is in the kitchen, in the middle of serving up whatever she has sauteing in her frying pan. I wash my hands at the sink, grab 2 sets of chopsticks off the shelf, and set the table. You might be wondering where my parents are. They were never the type to stay in one place. Even when they lived here with us, they would up and vanish for months, even years at a time. It was always like that, even when I was little, so I eventually got used to it being just Granny and me. We're like the most neglectful parents in the world. I mean, there's worse situations it could be in, but I believe his parents are technically still alive. Just extremely neglectful. When they stopped coming back altogether, I was surprisingly okay. I guess I have Granny to thank for that. No, you're not okay. You ended up developing DID of sorts because of it. Well, no. I think it was developed before with some of his other trauma. But I think the parents doing that did not help the situation. After all the trouble I caused growing up, I just want to treasure the time I have left with her. A simple life is all I need.
さて、いただこうかね。
She lines up the food. Somen noodles. Oh, I'm curious what somen noodles are. Unless it's supposed to be ramen. Somen noodles. Is somen noodles a real thing? Oh, okay. Never anyone mentions somen noodles. Everyone talks about soba and ramen. I sit down with Granny and put my hands together.
いただきます。
いただきます。わーちゃんうまい。
そうかい。
Being chased by the police made me hungry, so Granny's homemade cooking really hits the spot. Well, while stuffing my face, I feel a sharp pain shoot through my skull. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna get up to the part that everyone knows about Dramatical Murder. You know, that pose. I think I'm gonna get up to there because I think that's coming up soon. Here we go again.
いつものかい？食後に薬飲むのを忘れるんじゃないよ。
I've suffered from frequent headaches ever since a youthful indiscretion landed me in the hospital. This is the second one today. I hate migraines and headaches. They're the worst. No one's ever been able to figure out the cause ever since it started. I've been taking the medicine Granny prescribes. Did I mention Granny has a medical license? Yeah, she's kinda like the village doctor, always giving neighborhood folks checkups and meds. She has quite the reputation for being safer than other, less competent doctors who just take your money. I can vouch for that. Her pills are the only thing that have ever helped my headaches.
ごちそうさま。
I realized Toa takes a lot of pills in a bad way. Toa does not take his medication responsibly. Alba's a good boy. Kind of. Well, he's trying to be a good boy now, I guess. After I finish eating, I take my medicine, clear the table, and head upstairs. And see, you take your medicine without alcohol. You don't take like 5 at a time. Unless the prescription says so. Toa, this is how you properly take medication. In my room, I pull Ren out of my bag to wake him up from sleep mode. Is that... oh, okay. Let me look at some other things in his room this time. Interesting, interesting. Okay, I am curious why we've... okay, I think that's the same hat that Mr. Haga has. So that's probably like his uniform hat, but we've never seen him in it, I think. Unless there's been an artwork that has him in it. And we've never seen him with this jacket on, I think. I have no idea what that book is. Like the tissues on the ground. My head is killing me. Thinking fresh air might help, I go out onto the balcony. Is Kujaku's already there? No, Kujaku's not there yet. Okay. The cool breeze feels nice. Leaning on the handrail, I sigh and look up at the sky. The overlapping buildings obscure my view. It hasn't always been like this. This island was once a beautiful place. Then capitalism happened. Midorijima is a remote island to the southwest of mainland Japan. The island is known for its blue seas, white sands, and lush forests. Or at least it was. That's ancient history now. Now, Platinum Jail dominates the island, occupying nearly a full third of its landmass. Ugh. This, I think, what some politicians are... not some politicians, I think what some rich people are trying to do are things like this. Or they already have. Like, you know, this is a James Bond villain resort thing, except on a much larger scale. A huge wall separates Platinum Jail from the old residential district, so no one can even see what's inside. Most normal people can't. But there's ways to get inside, not legally. You see, big shots from the Toei Corporation, the company that built Platinum Jail on TV all the time. Back when I was a kid, the Toei Corporation was trying to evict people from the island so they could start development. I think they did. They managed to convince most of the island's residents to leave with promises of luxurious homes and exorbitant amounts of money. You know, at least... But there were still some people who were too stubborn to go, like us. We weren't about to abandon our homes, no matter what juicy bait they dangled in front of us. and for a while, Toei left us alone. Toei's public stance on the issue was that they didn't want to force people out. In reality, however, they were already plotting to show us the error of our ways. It began with a reduction in basic utilities, explained as maintenance that never seemed to end. The livable sphere slowly shrank until the remaining residents were forced into what is now known as the Old Residential District. Yeah, if you look at the size of this island, because I'm assuming the island does not stretch much further than here, that is like more than 50% of the island. Oof, that's rough. And I'm guessing all that is everyone crammed into the residential district. Wow, so this was like a really urban island. Okay. The once beautiful island is in shambles. How could the government allow this? I'm sorry, Alba. It is like in the timeline of things, it is still like this. And even though you're technically in our future, in your timeline, yeah. Some of the islanders begged the government for help, but their petitions were all rejected. Finally, 3 years ago, Toei started requiring residents of the old residential district to get permission before they could leave the island. Permission they wouldn't grant, ever. I'm sure Toei's justification is that it's our fault for not leaving when we had the chance. Man, this conversation. A noise at my feet snaps me out of my reverie.
アーバ、今日メールからダウンロードしたデータだが、どうする？
ダウンロード？
Ren's question startles me off the handrail. I completely forgot. Back at the store, while those kids were giving me trouble, my coil downloaded some kind of file.
そのデータ、ウイルスは入ってなかったのか？
検出されていない。
中身は？
プレイヤーがキャラクターを操ることで移動、情報収集を行い、敵キャラクターと戦って経験値を取得し、レベルを上げるタイプのゲームだ。
RPG.
Oh, yeah. RPG ね。有料なのか？
有料ではない。
へえ。ってことは、悪ガキどものせいでうっかり購入したってわけじゃないのか。どっかのお試しアプリかな？
不明だ。
ま、変なのじゃないならやってもいいかもな。暇つぶしに。
Kids, don't do this. If you download a suspicious file, like, don't just be like, I could give it a try, whatever. Unlike in this game, which, luckily the game that he downloaded was not nefarious, yeah, the real world does not work like this. Unfortunately, chances are it probably would be a sus game that will give you a million malware and die.
起動するか。
頼む。
了解。
Side note, by the way, I do kind of wish that, like, rather than saying face, it said the name of the character that is speaking, because sometimes when the face is not in here, it would be helpful, but eh. Cradling Ren in my arms, I go back inside and sit on the bed. Ooh, this animation. Save me. Someone. Please. Per se. Save me from this place. Is this reference to Mario? Pretty sure. This Princess Peach. I bet those kids have never seen anything like this. Even I've only seen games this old in videos. The game's logo appears after the message from the princess. Silent oath. Okay. Man, it's so old it almost feels new. It almost feels new. I feel like this is also a reference to something, but I don't know what video game this is since I didn't play. I'll be honest, I never actually played a pixel game, or like not a real, genuine, old school pixel game. I've when it comes to the Pokemon games, I've only played like the modern ones. I've never played any of the pixel ones, or the only Gen 1 was pixel. Was Gen 2 pixel? I'm not sure. I didn't play Gen 2 either. But when it comes to Pokemon, I pressed the start button. And I am not playing. I'm guessing this is the hologram scream that shows up when Alba plays it on Ren, technically. Unless Ren is plugged into a monitor. Because, like, really the All-Mates are, like, the computer, kind of like the main computer part. Oh, it just goes into the water? Or... Oh, to be continued.
あれ続きもんなのかこれ定期的に配信されてくるとか
That? So, this game is clearly referencing telling Alba to come rescue Sei, and, like, that's why it's a blue knight, but I also wonder if it's... Okay, so fun fact about Alba's voice actor. I believe he voices Meta Knight from Kirby? Unless I'm wrong. I think he voices Meta Knight from Kirby, and so I wonder if that that is a design to reference that.
そのようだ。
なるほどね。まさしく暇つぶしにはもってこいって感じの短さだな。
I don't really know if it was all that entertaining, but I might play some more when the next installment comes out. Yeah, kids, don't do this. A yawn spills from my mouth as I close the game. I was so focused on the game, I didn't realize how tired I am.
そろそろ寝る準備でもしますかねっと。
I close the sliding glass door to the balcony and its curtain, then head to the bathroom. Did we get the pose? Oh no. Okay, you know what? I think I am gonna stop here. And, because it's, like, a bit tired. We didn't get to meet Noise. I'm guessing they'll come later, and I thought we would be getting the Alba sleeping pose at this point, but I think, you know, I think that part comes after. Yeah, I think that part comes after he gets ganked by Noise. But anyways, so, this was mostly just setup so far, but, like, there's definitely going to be more, and I will probably continue this again, at some point. Probably next week, unless a new carnival event comes out. But, yeah. So, Dramatical Murder is, frighteningly prediction heavy of some things, frighteningly still similar in some areas, that are not areas where we would want it to be similar to be. if that sentence makes any sense whatsoever. But yeah, it's got its charm, and I look forward to replaying it and seeing what new things I missed out on my first couple times playing. So yeah. So thanks for watching, and for anyone that's watching the VOD later on, I hope you enjoyed, including some of the things I mentioned from, like, other sources and other parts of Dramatical Murders, like, universe, I guess. And hopefully, cross fingers, hopefully Recode gets translated when it goes on the Switch, so that we can finally legally play it. Because, yeah, like, Nitro Plus Carl, or JazzBlue, or whoever is bringing it to the Switch. Nintendo even? I don't know. Like, please. If like, the English fandom will pay for it. We want it. We've been wanting it for so long. And and the super funny thing is that it would be so incredibly funny if Alva being on the Switch qualifies him to be in Smash. Like, if there's another thing I do want, it's like, I also do enjoy fighting games, or at least I enjoy Smash. And if we ever got to play freaking Alva in Smash, I would die, and I would love it. Because, like, these characters do fight. Like, they fight. And so it would be hilarious and kind of crazy. And great. So, yeah. Thanks everyone for joining, and anyone who's watching this later on. If you want to check out some of my socials and stuff like that, I have them down below. And yeah. Alright. Thank you. Bye. And also, Happy New Year too. Happy New Year. Alright.